Good evening and welcome to African News Update on top accolade news. First, the headlines. Zimbabwe president accused of nepotism. Morocco's earthquake response under scrutiny. Nigerian children suffer malnutrition. Malaria progress in Nigeria. Details coming up shortly. In politics, Zimbabwe president accused of nepotism. Zimbabwe's President Mnangagwa faces accusations of nepotism after appointing his son and nephew as ministers. Critics call the move indefensible, alleging that it undermines transparency and fair governance. While supporters argue that his son is qualified for the position, the controversy adds to the tension surrounding Mnangagwa's re-election, which has been disputed by the opposition. The accusations of nepotism raise questions about political integrity and fairness in Zimbabwe's leadership. Still on politics, Morocco's earthquake response under scrutiny. Morocco is facing criticism for the slow response to the recent earthquake that claimed over 2,800 lives. While heavy lifting equipment has arrived in remote areas, villagers have been left to dig through rubble on their own. Human rights activists question why the government hasn't sought more outside help. While some aid has been accepted, there's concern about the effectiveness of the response in the hardest hit regions. The nation grieves and questions linger about the adequacy of the disaster response. In health, Nigerian children suffer malnutrition. In Nigeria, millions of children are facing a dire crisis due to malnutrition and lack of access to health care. We meet young Kabir, whose struggle highlights the urgent need for better nutrition and health care for Nigerian children. UNICEF and WHO who emphasize that malnutrition is a global issue with severe consequences, including increased healthcare costs and economic setbacks. In Nigeria alone, 35 million children under 5 are affected, and the cost of prevention is just 11,000 naira per child per year. Former President of Ghana, John A. Kufuor, calls for investments in nutrition, emphasizing its significant and lasting socio-economic gains. Still on health matters, malaria progress in Nigeria. The World Health Organization (WHO) reports significant progress in the fight against malaria in Nigeria. Between 2021, malaria death rates dropped by 55% with a 26% decrease in malaria incidents. Although Nigeria still bears a substantial burden of global malaria cases, these improvements are commendable. Challenges such as population size, funding, and healthcare-seeking behavior persist, but the country is making strides towards a malaria-free future. You are watching the news on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. And thanks for staying with us. Concerning security, deception leads to tragedy for slain DPO. The late divisional police officer of Ahoda, Bako, and Bashen fell victim to a deceptive plot by cultists. The cultists had promised to surrender their arms in exchange for amnesty, but lured the officer into an ambush leading to his death. The River State Commissioner of Police, Emeka Umui, expressed regret over the officer's trust in the miscreants. This incident highlights the dangers that law enforcement officers face and the need for vigilant security measures. On entertainment, Nigerian man attempts Guinness World Record in reading aloud. A Nigerian teacher, John Obert, is on a mission to break the Guinness World Record for the longest marathon reading aloud. He has already read for over 50 hours, with the goal of reaching 145 hours. Obot is reading a variety of books, including Nigerian literature, in a hotel in Uyo. His endeavor has garnered support from dignitaries including the Akwa Ibom First Lady and House of Representatives members. Obot's determination reflects the spirit of achievement in Nigeria, where individuals continue to push boundaries. In sports, Morocco national football team's heartfelt gesture. Morocco's national football team, the Atlas Lions, extended their helping hand in the wake of devastating earthquake that struck the country. Instead of training for a qualifying match, they donated blood to earthquake victims. The earthquake, the strongest in 120 years, claimed thousands of lives and left many injured. The footballers' act of solidarity has garnered support from players worldwide, including Cristiano Ronaldo. Their compassionate gesture reminds us that in times of crisis, sports can transcend boundaries and unite humanity. That concludes today's African News Update. Stay tuned for more updates and other stories from across the continent. Thanks for joining us. I am Jonathan Powe. Stay informed and stay connected with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.